I don't know. How are you getting? Do you not know your Shrek lore?
What I need to do is I need to just binge watch all of Shrek.
Right. Shrek 1. Shrek is in his swamp. Alright? And then he gets annoyed because the fairy tale creatures have been dumped into his swamp. So he goes to Lord Farquaad's castle in order to try and get rid of them. Lord Farquaad's like, yeah, well, I want to bang this princess. Go get her for me, and I'll get rid of the people in your swamp. So he goes to get Fiona, and then on the way back, they're like, oh, I like you. And then he overhears Fiona saying, I don't like ogres. And then she's actually talking about herself, but he doesn't know that. He gets Lord Farquaad. Lord Farquaad gets there. They're about to get married. Shrek interrupts the marriage, and they live happily ever after.
Okay, Shrek 2.
Shrek 2. Fiona's parents send a message into the swamp because Shrek and Fiona have now gotten married. So they travel to the land far, far away in order to meet Fiona's parents. Fiona's dad doesn't like Shrek, and it turns out he made a deal with the fairy godmother. So the fairy godmother's son would marry Fiona, and that is Prince Charming.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shrek thinks that if he was different and that if Fiona was human, she would be happier. So he takes a potion to become human. Prince Charming takes over from this and pretends to be Shrek. And then it's revealed, that she doesn't mind being ogre if it's with Shrek. They kiss, turn back into ogres, happily ever after.
Okay, number 3.
Shrek 3. So, Fiona is pregnant with children, and Shrek
It's the pregnant one!
Is doing a really bad job with being a king, because the king dies at the beginning of Shrek 3.
Mm.
So he goes to find the only other heir, being Arthur. Arthur is in a college where he's being bullied, and he manages to get Arthur, and on his way back, it turns out Prince Charming took over whilst he was gone. So the princesses break out of prison, and they start kicking ass, while Shrek is in chains, and Prince Charming is putting on a play in order to ridicule him before killing him. But it backfires because Shrek is funnier than him. And then King Arthur says some bullshit, and the bad guys stop being bad guys for some reason. And then Prince Charming's overthrown. They all live happily ever after. Shrek 4! Rumpelstiltskin is pissed off because Shrek saved Fiona just before the parents signed a deal with him, so it ruined his plan to get money. Shrek is tired of being a dad, so he makes a deal with Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelstiltskin says, I will take a day in your past, you won't even know what it is. In return, you get a full day of being who you used to be, which means he doesn't have a wife, he doesn't have kids and all that. And what he does is he takes Shrek's day of being born. So that means Shrek can no longer save Fiona, and it's all fucked. But it turns out, in the contract, there's actually a clause in it saying that if he manages to kiss his true love, being Fiona, that everything will go back to how it was. So he finds Fiona, who's now leader of the resistance of ogres, and together he's trying to kiss her. At some point he kisses her, but it doesn't work because they are no longer soulmates, because she doesn't like him anymore.
Oh
So,
no! Yeah.
She gets kidnapped, and so does he, and they're in jail, and then he decides to do the selfless thing of getting all the other ogres out other than himself. But because Fiona is not an actual ogre, she is just a cursed person, she doesn't get released, and he's like, oi, what's this? And then he starts fighting back, and then just as he's about to die from sacrificing himself, he kisses Fiona, and now that he's proven himself, she loves him again, and it works, and they go back in time, and he realizes he likes being a father. That is your Shrek lore.
But what about the other ones?
They don't count.
What?
Well, if you want to get into it, you don't have a spin-off of Donkey, but you've got Puss in Boots.
That was a good
which
movie.
Is a brilliant movie. I don't have to explain that one. And you've got all those other Christmas specials. You had the
Shrek Forever
theatre
After
one.
was good.
So you had the
Fair
live
enough.
action theatre one, you had
Yeah.
the spin-offs for like holidays and stuff, but I'm
Okay.
sticking to the main story. And that is the main story.
I went from 9 viewers to 2 during that Shrek rant. Not gonna lie, that was quite fucking funny. Like every so often looking down and seeing the number slowly go down.
Peasants who do not know about their Shrek lore.
That's why they left, because they were like, oh my god, she's a peasant.
I actually want to clip this and just put it up as JS Comics explains the entire Shrek lore.